Hi all, welcome back. My name is Vivek and I'm gonna now today talk about the the sensors. So what we are gonna do here is we are going to work through certain sensors. Okay, and this is the first series in the sensor. If you remember my last series, we spoke about a temperature sensor and we talked about how do we move the data over the cloud, right? So what we are going to do here is to look into more of sensors, and we will look first into a IR based sensor. So if you can see my screen, I have a IR sensor, okay, and what it does basically it detects uh, uh, it is basically it's depending upon obstacle that comes in the way. IR sender IR sensor sends out a certain rays, IR rays, which is like an emitter, and if there are certain obstacles, what happens? The race will be returned back, okay, and the IR receiver will receive it, okay, and what it does next is basically glows up certain thing on my based on the output which I'm connected to, it will glow up certain LED on my Arduino pin. Okay, so I'll show you the how do we connect to the Arduino this thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect my Arduino, okay, over here to my LED sensor, and I'll quickly show you that. So now I'm connected. I'll just show you. I'll pull up my so this is my connection. It looks like this. Okay, it's into the space. Yeah. Okay, got it. Right. So let's see this. Oh, gonna here. Okay. So this is my Arduino board. You guys must be familiar with. Okay. So if you can see the board, right? So it's a Arduino Uno board, and if you can see, there are three outputs from my uh, from the sensor, right? So one is, if you can see, one is the ground, one is the 5 volt, and another is the output. Okay, so if you see the connection, this the red ones and the brown one, okay, the red and the brown one which goes together over here, okay, so this is my red one and this is my brown one that goes to my power supply, okay, and the very this goes to my output, okay, and this is output which is I'm connecting to my Arduino board at pin number 7. So I am not sure whether you guys are able to read it, but this goes into the pin number 7, right? So okay, so this is what it is, a simple circuit diagram which you guys have to remember. Okay, now how it works, I'll show you that also, right? So how does the IR sensor works? There are certain LEDs which will glow up, okay, but if you just see over here, um, it basically detects the collision, right? So basically whenever you send out a rays, okay, this is my emitter, okay, the white one is the emitter which sends out the rays, and if there are blockages, then it will just return back, and then receiver will receive, and then it will show it's a blocker or not. So how we are going to use this is like this. Okay, this is my circuit diagram which I have shown you also now, right? So this is my code base. So let me just quickly open the code base, okay, so that let me just open up my Arduino. My ID is there. Let me open up my ID. Okay, I will open up my Arduino ID, and then I'll show you how the code has been written. Okay, so the code is pretty simple. I have a pin, LED pin, which is pin number 13. Okay, this pin will glow on and off, right? I have an obstacle pin, okay, which is the output from my IR sensor, which I have shown you. I have connected to the pin number 7. I have defined one variable obstacle which I have defined as a high. High means no obstacle. Then I go into the setup part. Okay, setup is a one-time activity which I say my LED is my output. Okay, or the pin number 13 over here, that is my output, whereas this pin is my input pin. okay, and which is nothing but pin number 7. This is the rate at which data has been read through the serial port on the Arduino. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read from the obstacle pin. That is what I'm going to do, right? So if you see over here, I'm going to read over here from the obstacle pin, okay, and then based on this variable value, okay, I'm going to say that whether if it is a low, then it's an obstacle, okay, and at the same time when it's an obstacle, I'm going to glow my LED, okay, which is the pin number 13 on my Arduino board, okay, right? So far so good. Okay, so now what's next is else we will clear up and then we will say the LED is low, right? Or we will turn off the LED, but here we are turning on the LED, and which we are going to do every 200 milliseconds. This is the delay in terms of a millisecond. So let me just quickly open up my code. Okay, I think the Arduino is up. What we are going to do next is we are going to, okay, still loading something, okay, not something wrong, okay. Let me open up, okay, and let me quickly open up this the code base which I have. Okay, and now let me just see. So this is the okay, right, so let me just open it up, right, perfect. So this is my code base, if you can see, okay, right, something is wrong, okay, right. So what this code basically does is the same thing, right? So which I have went through it, okay. So now what we are going to see is I'm going to show you my output. Let me just open up my serial monitor, right? Now okay, so let me burn this code, okay. So I'm not at burn, so it is running some other code. So how do I burn the code? I just click upload, okay, and this code gets burned. If you see over here, it's compiling the sketch, and once it is get compiled successfully, it will push the code into my Arduino board, okay. So we have to wait for some time, okay. It's taking some amount of time for compiling and then pushing up the code, okay. So now it is done, it is saying uploading, and now uploading is done, okay. Now let me just come back, okay. Okay, now great. Now if you see this, I am getting an obstacle, right? If you continuously see this, I am getting an obstacle. Let me just quickly change this to make sure that there are no obstacles. Okay. Okay. So right now there is all obstacles. Okay, so I'm just trying to see whether it's a clear somewhere. Okay. Actually, I'm in a closed room, so I'm getting a continuous obstacle. Okay, so let me just quickly try to see something so that I move from obstacle to no obstacle. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure like this. Okay, so just trying to say it's all obstacle everywhere. Okay, so let me just do one thing. Okay, let me try to reduce the range, and let me see one more time. Let me see if this works. Okay, or to I'm just trying to see if it is working with this. Okay, it's continuously giving me an obstacle. Just trying to see that. I should be able to show you a clear thing, but it will take some amount of time for me to adjust it. Okay. Let me see that what's happening. Okay, so I'm not able to show you a clear because I'm in a closed room. Okay, but anyway, what I wanted to show you is basically this is the obstacle which is being written from this. This is all done from my side. We will look into the another sensor. Okay, so just a recap, this is a IR based sensor which is connected in a manner which is just sends out the emitter, the IR rays, and then the receiver receives it and shows you whether it's obstacle has happened or not, right? Let me just do one more time. Let me just go back, sketch, tools, serial monitor. Okay, somewhere I should get a clear, but let's see. Okay, it's not at coming a clear. Okay, so this is all from my end. We will meet into a next session where we will be discussing about the next set of sensors. Thank you.